This video is going to walk you step by step through gaining deep hip joint rotational capacity to work on activating those stabilizers. So lay on your left side, then put a yoga block at the height that you tolerate at the inner thigh just above the knee so that your foot can hang down to the floor and use something under your head to support you. Now, you're going to take a breath in to set a foundation. Use the irradiation that you can tolerate. Full is going to be the most adaptation, but if you can't do that, do the best you can. Then think about just rotating the thigh only inside the hip joint and pay attention to how that feels, triggering those small little muscles that attach along there. So it's going to feel like you're lifting your ankle up towards the ceiling, but really you want to be concentrating on the thigh itself, rotating in the hip joint. Move slow and controlled. There's going to be points of shaky motion or even some cramping, and you want to keep going, working through that, trying to smooth out the motion as best you can. And you're only going to move as deep into that rotation as you can without changing the posture of your pelvis or anything else. So really isolating that motion only to the joint as you control it back down. And again, you're using that breath and the tightening up of the rest of your body as best you can as a support so that you can do more deliberate targeting in that hip joint. So move slow and controlled as you rotate that thigh further in at the hip joint. Do the best you can, trying to smooth that out and really start feeling those deep structures specifically. This actually is very effective at turning on those small hip stabilizers and rotators, and it translates really well to supporting you when you're walking. So now control that back down as best you can. Don't just let it flop. You're trying to make nice, smooth, controlled motion. The slower you go, the stronger you are. So really try not to rush this. It's always going to be you're moving slower than what actually feels comfortable. Let's bring that thigh into the internal rotation for a third time. Smooth, controlled motion as far as you can without moving your pelvis or anything else. And then you're going to control it back down. And once you're finished with this leg, now you can just reverse your posture so that you can perform this laying on your right side with your left hip doing the rotating. Let me know if you have any questions.